You know, many times people ask me, Christian, why are you so crazy about this spiritual stuff? Can't you just accept that this is life? This is human life. This is how we are made. This is, as you say yourself, Christian Wolther, it is the human program on two legs. Why make a big fuss about it? Yes, I completely agree. I completely agree with this point. There's no reason to make a big fuss about it if it were not for the fact that it is about something much more important. It is about creating a new human being. That's what it's all about. You know, the reason why we reflect on these matters is not simply because we cannot live without the spiritual paradigms or without the psychological models that we live by. The reason why we talk about this and focus on this and gives attention to this and develops more knowledge around this is simply because we want to develop a new human being. We want to make ourselves less stupid. We want to cultivate humanity. We want to make this world a better place. We want to take people out of their blindness. We want to make people see the human program. We want to make people see themselves. And in order for people to see themselves, they have to deconstruct and decipher, so to speak, the whole psychological makeup that controls their life and which is producing them. So this is why I am so concerned about this and that. It's not only because it must be like this. Things has to be in a certain way. You have to see spirituality or religion or psychology or any kind of introspective knowledge and model in a certain way and give it a certain value compared to other models. No, it's not necessarily that, really. It's about the fact that we have to create a new humanity. We have to develop humanity. We have to improve the human being. We have to put an eye, we have to put a clairvoyant eye within the brain of the human being. We have to make him more clever. We have to become clairvoyant. We have to see ourselves. So this is why I'm concerned about it. It's not because I want you to follow this or that model. It's not because I think that this is the truth and that which you say is not the truth. I have explained that already. It's just a language game, To believe in the validity of thought and language is the biggest trap that you can ever fall in. And 98% of the world is living in that trap. They are lying in that trap as if it were a hammock. It's a bag. It's a big bag that serves as a hammock of blindness. People cannot see the human program that is producing their own way of projecting. They don't see, as I've said before, they cannot see their own interpretation machine. They cannot see their own projection machine. So this is why it's important to talk about these things. It's not only because this is right and this is not right. Everything has to be in an individual sense. We have to accept each other in a mosaic of life and in a mosaic of models and paradigms. We have to be able to accept that and to be flexible about that. But to make the human being more insightful, to make the crazy idiots who destroy this world more self-aware, that they can see themselves, if they can just analyze and see what's going on inside their own heads, things will get much better. If we can see the phenomenology of psychology, if we can see the phenomenology of the way that we make interpretations and projections, that's what it's all about. I focus on these things because I want to improve the human being. We are trying to create a superhuman. We are trying to create a hyperhuman, a hyperhumanity. We are trying to create a new human being. We're trying to make this civilization into something deeper and more clever and more realized and actualized when it comes to deeper knowledge than what it is currently. So that's the reason. We want to make this world a better place. We want to make people more clever. It's not necessarily that we want or need you to follow this or that dogma, this or that model. No. It's just a way for us, and especially a way for me, to say that, we have to get out of mediocrity. We have to get out of the sickness and the blindness that is destroying this world. And what is it that we have to do in order to get out of that? Well, we have to see the human program. We have to see ourselves. And people who cannot see themselves are simply not equipped to be leaders. And the fact is that the leaders of this world doesn't have any true, authentic insight into the phenomenology of psychology, into the phenomenology of that which is happening in their own interpretation machine and projection machine. And as long as that is the case, we have to put insights out there into the public arena so that it will be possible for humanity and for people themselves to improve themselves, to see what is it that is controlling my life. What is it that makes my interpretation machine work in this way? Why is it that my projection machine is working in this way? When we can see that, then we grow up as human beings, and then we can improve humanity and global world society. All right? Thank you. Amen. This is the truth. I do not publish videos about spirituality and inner heart God and Atman self and the Brahman self and the ultimate absolute simply because this has to be the only model in this world. No, I'm presenting this because I need and want people to be more self-aware, to have more introspective knowledge, to have more insight, to increase the ability of seeing the phenomenology of psychology, to improve themselves when it comes to seeing themselves, to improve humanity when it comes to understanding the human program. This is the whole thing. The whole shebang is about this, to make it possible for humanity to see the human program that we all live in. That's the whole thing. So, and in order to do that, we present and create models and perhaps even dogmas and paradigms that can help us develop more true and authentic insight when it comes to understanding ourselves and the human program, so that we can develop and improve humanity and global world society. All right. Thank you and amen.